Welcome back to Monster Gaming. So, as I mentioned, I'm back playing Dominations, so much cool stuff. But it had me thinking because I had another friend that was kind of curious about playing, and he just started playing the game today, just downloaded it, started doing a little bit of the tutorial, a little bit of the beginning stuff, and wow, they give you so many goodies now to get started, which is actually really cool. Kind of gives you a little bit of a jump start versus what we had to deal with years and years ago. So I'm not sure if that's fairly recent, like in the last couple of years, that they're giving you all kinds of goodies. But I did notice that, and it's a good thing. Um, so I am looking on here, and I would definitely say that in 2024, this game is still viable. This game is still fun. They're still doing a ton of updates. There's still a bunch of events. Let me see if I can jump in here. These are some events here that are going to be ending soon. Um, Different stages, different goals, leaderboards, all kind of things, event pass, all those kind of things to give you a bunch of goodies. So this, I don't think it existed more than 2 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago it didn't exist, but it does now. So there's definitely a lot to be said when a game is 10 years or over 10 years old, especially on mobile, and it's still going strong, still has a lot of players, still very active. That's a really, really good thing. And they're listening to people. You know, they've added more content to the game. They've added more levels to the library. They've added more levels to the university. And there's even talks of adding even more going forward. And they have another age coming. So I've been playing for a very long time, very, very off and on. I'll go long stretches playing, and then I'll get distracted by a different game or need something that I can play really quickly and not, something mindless and do that. So I have a wide variety of tastes when it comes to games, but this is one that I've always enjoyed. It always takes me back to Age of Empires, things like that, Civilization. So there's a lot of decisions to be made in growing and developing in your style, right? If you want to focus on your economy, your offense, your defense, small little tweaks to your nation. There's so much stuff in here. Actually, let's just go into the library real quick. So Through the Ages, many years ago, was the only option for the library. That was the only place. Now they have, this is like a section of the library. Then they have archaeology. Now they have League of Nations, State of Defense, and it looks like they're going to add more stuff. One of the big updates they made several years ago was now that you can research two things at the same time, which makes a lot of sense because you're trying to progress, trying to get stuff done. So that's helped. In this past week or so, they've added more houses to the game. And I'll click on a house so you can see what that looks like. Level 1, which means you don't have to upgrade this every time you move to another age, which is super good. But it gives you 2 citizens for every house that you have. They can store a little bit and they give you some HP. But the big thing is the citizens, because you're going to use the citizens right here. I have a total of 24 to build and upgrade things. So you're definitely going to need them at the beginning of the game. There's some things that are going to kind of stall you a little bit you're going to need some more people. But from what I'm noticing, they're giving those free daily rewards. So it kind of encourages you to come back every single day. They're still doing these daily rewards here where you can watch the videos and get things. And you'll see that even on this one, there's 2 of them that give you speed ups. So speed ups is a really big thing. I noticed, like I said, with my friend that just started the game, that's the archive, I believe. He was able to build archive within the first, I think, 3 eras. And he moved forward 2 eras in less than an hour. It was so quick. Just build this, that, the other thing, upgrade this, that, and the other thing, which is super fast at the beginning of the game. And very quickly, he's already at the spot today where he picked a nation. We kind of discussed the different options there because that can be the first really big decision to make. A lot of people will stick with a nation for at least 2 eras, and depending how much you play, that could be quite a while. Um, and then later in the game, you might want to switch your nation for one reason or another, depending on how you're enjoying the game and what you're focusing on and things like that. Um, I did see that early on there were a lot of things that you could find when you're expanding. Um, Actually, even the tributes when you went to the next era, they're not tiny little things anymore. He was getting huge coffers of things, a ton of resources here and there. So, um, I mean, I think they do that on purpose. They want you to get through the first 2, 3 ages in the same day, the same afternoon. So once you get to that next age where you're picking what nation you're going to play, you're kind of invested a little bit. You have a lot more to upgrade. Take your time with your walls, your roads, figuring out where to put what. Because they give you ideas of like how to put things here and there, but there's no hand holding that way. This game is one of those where you decide where everything's going to go, and it can be a little tedious at the beginning because you're running out of space. You really want to get this other building, but now you don't have any space to put it, so now you got to move things around. But that's fine. That's I think that adds to the game that you can move anything around wherever you want it to go. Then we have this here, which is the layout editor. Back in the day, there was basically one town, and that was it. Not now, but in the last several years, they've added Town 2 and Town 3 as options. So if you want to try different setups that way, it's pretty cool. Then you have the war base for when you go into World Wars, and you can kind of set them up that way. You can edit, you can copy, activate, whatever you want. And these ones are outside of the game, the live game. They're basically just an editor, and you move things around, and then you can save it, and then just jump back in. So it makes it nice and easy to do that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons to come back. They're a lot more generous than they used to be. Like I said, even with these speed ups here, you're guaranteed speed ups every single day. I mean, that's awesome, right? You don't have to kind of do all kinds of events to get speed ups. Then they have these events that happen very regularly, and you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different categories, and within the categories, there's all kinds of stuff in there. So we can jump in here into the goals. There's 5 different goals there, and the rewards on the top here. These are all the free ones. I don't even mess around with the paid ones. You could, I guess, if you wanted to get even more of a head start with things. But look at all the stuff over here, and this is just one of them. Actually, let's jump back to a different one. Maybe this one. Here we go. To the rewards. So look at all these troops up here that you can win. That's crazy. And that's in addition to the daily bonuses. I guess I didn't finish these, but that's fine. That's in addition to all the daily bonuses that you pick up and chests and things like that you get. So yeah, they're gonna set you up where you're not gonna be going super slow. You'll get through the first 3 eras pretty quickly. I think my friend will probably get to the next era. What is it today? Wednesday? Probably in the next 2 days. He'll easily be able to get, I think, through the next era or age, and then maybe chill there for a little bit, because there's a lot that you want to upgrade and you want to get comfortable fighting in this game, because it's very similar to Clash of Clans in the way that you fight, but the tactics are a little bit more nuanced. When to deploy this, when to deploy that, what troop combinations. That'll take you a little while too to figure out what troop combinations work best together. Then you have to start paying attention to your defense. What things in my defense am I lacking? My walls, my towers, my ballistas. I mean, what is it that I'm doing here? There's so much content to the game. So one of the reasons that I told my buddy about this is, it's historic. There's a lot of really neat and nice historic things in here that you can read. Just if you go in here and you're curious about the bazooka, you can jump in here. And I know it's not a lot, but it'll give you ideas of, when they were used, how they were relevant, um, just tiny little things like that. But it's all over the place. All that knowledge is scattered around everywhere. But the generals, the council, pretty much anything, you can get some nice little tidbits, historic tidbits, which is really cool. So that's one reason to jump into the game if you like history and you like that kind of thing. Uh, the other thing that's really cool with the game is the building of an empire. It feels a little bit like a city building game. So some people are drawn into that, where you can customize and make your own little nation and grow it and build it, technology-wise, things like that. And there's definitely like a skill tree or skill path. Uh, so that's the reason that I told them about this game. I said, I know you want a game that you can chill with for a very long time, with a lot of content, with a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of customization, and that can be unique to you, right? So I said, check out this game. I think you're going to like everything that's in here. But he also likes games where you are doing a lot of PvP. You're fighting other nations, other people, and you're trying to improve and win and have those challenges that way too. He's definitely not a city builder type of person, but he does enjoy building something up and then and then competing. Loves to compete. So 2024, yes, this game's been out for a very long time. You might have played it several years ago, and you're kind of like, what is this all about? Everything looks a little bit different, but it also looks the same. There's so much content. There's more ages. There's more events. There's more things to do. There's more ways to contribute in an alliance. There's more ways to make your nation unique to you. I think before they came out with the museum, before they came out with even before they came out with the university, or before they added all the university stages there, before they added to the library, um, it was a slightly different game. Before they added, where is this? Not the archives. Even the embassy, before they added that, before they added all these extra units that you can bring with you in your stronghold. They've added things that make sense, that are, even before they added the parliament, that didn't even exist at one point. So they added all these things to make the game more customizable to you, to your play style, to the strengths that you want to focus on. So it didn't feel like, okay, as long as you have these troops and these defenses, you're going to be fine. You don't have to fight constantly if you want to. If you want to be more economy, there's plenty of things that you can do in here to really boost that economy. Fight a little bit here and there, but your economy is going to be thriving. There's so many things that if you want to just focus on planes, you can really make those super strong. Or if you want to focus on having the best defense of anybody in your alliance and be that guy, you can do that too. So at the beginning, I know that I thought that some of these additions were kind of like, not gimmicky, but they're a little bit too much. Like, why are you adding all these things to a game that's already really good? Until I started playing with them and I started realizing, okay, this is actually making the game more stylized to me. If I never am going to use a commando ever again, I'm not going to upgrade anything that has to do with commandos, right? If I'm not going to use planes, yeah, it's probably a disservice to me, but I can find something else in there that I can really focus on. Like I played, and I still do to this day, I like infantry. I think they're very, very useful as long as you have other troops that are going to protect them, that kind of do like the other job that they're not doing. I like that, so I can make my infantry the strongest unit of all my other units in my barracks if I want to. So I like all the options that are given here. I think if you think about it too much, yes, you're going to get a little overwhelmed once you get to this age or further. Like, whoa, there's so much to do. What do I focus on first? Just chip away at it little by little. Write it down. These are the things that I want to focus on, and then just do it. You know, I'm probably going to play very different to you, and you're going to play very different to the next person. But I think that's the beauty of this game. It's not one size fits all. Yes, there are top players that might play the same nation, might have similar composition of armies, but I guarantee their base is going to look different. I guarantee that they went through the library, went through university, went through even the museum and have different things just because there's so many different choices. Um, and they might play less or more than the other person. So that's one thing I really like about this, that it's not just we're all a little bit different and we're all trying to do something a little bit different. It lets you, and you can see the benefits of playing differently and making the game work for you instead of, all right, everybody's going to have this type of base, everybody's going to have these troops, everybody's going to have these technologies, and that's it. So I think adding the randomness factor here of crafting randomly has helped. I think that randomness has actually helped, where I think in a lot of other games they use that as a good luck. You have 1% chance to get something good. In this game, like I said, if I'm looking to do something different than you, I might happen to get something that really helps me, and to you it doesn't work at all, but it does for me. So they're having a little bit of that luck involved there, and randomness in there is actually a good thing, because then you could land something that you didn't know you really wanted. But that's kind of long-winded. I definitely recommend this game in 2024. There's so much more for me to do in particular. If you're just starting, yeah, you're going to move very quickly at the beginning, and then you'll kind of find your pace, your flow. But like I said, they added more citizens to everybody, so that should help you actually in the beginning, in the first quarter of the game, move along a little quicker if you really want that. But yeah, there's so much of the game. Even if you left in Cold War and now came back, there's so much more game for you too. So yeah, definitely come back to the game. All right.